our submission for this year's HKICPA case competition. Here's an overview of our presentation, and let us begin with the company background. Bonjour Holdings Limited is a cosmetics and beauty retailer operating mainly in Hong Kong, though it has recently expanded into selling various lifestyle products as well. We've seen the pandemic complicate traditional offline retail operations, and Bonjour had unfortunately suffered heavy losses over the recent few years, though the group seems to be compensating for its loss in physical presence with digital expansion. Likewise, our proposal today drives Bonjour to leverage e-commerce in shaping its long-term development. We share the belief that the group's repositioning will be able to enhance the sales of the group in the long run and usher in a new vision for business development.
Now, let's move on to financial analysis. The overall profitability of Bonjour had decreased. The notable gap between gross profit margin and net profit margin demonstrates that the cause of loss lies massively in operational expense and overheads. And the decrease in return on average assets indicates Bonjour's diminishing effectiveness in utilizing assets to generate profit. The management efficiency had also weakened. Bonjour had fortunately secured longer credit periods from creditors. However, the lengthened inventory turnover period indicates the company's ineffective inventory control, while the fall in average total asset turnover again indicates the company's ineffective way to generate revenue by utilizing assets. The liquidity of Bonjour is deceptively concerning. The current ratio seems to have improved. However, such figures are attained after lands and buildings of considerable value are held for sale. The extreme cash ratio reflects a dire liquidity position of Bonjour. The group is at immediate risk of being unable to repay debts with cash, and this could lead to liquidation. The long-term solvency has mixed results. The group is freer from long-term debts and not rely as much on third-party financing. On the other hand, the debt-to-equity ratio increased dramatically. With the cut in equity financing, Bonjour had no choice but to rely more on debt financing to fund its growth. The high ratio tells the investors that the company has been aggressive to fund its growth with debt, and this could be associated with high risk. And finally, the return on investment had also worsened. Bonjour had produced a negative EPS, showing that the company is making a loss, and this would discourage investors. Moreover, the company has produced a negative EPS for the past 5 years, and this is showing that the company hasn't been able to generate profit for a long period of time.
Here we arrive to the SWOT analysis. One of Bonjour's key strengths is its large customer base. The group has operated over 50 retail branches across parts of mainland China, Macau, and Hong Kong. The group has also sold to 34 countries online, and its KOL connections can reach a large amount of potential customers through social media. The group also has a long history in the retail industry. The group can leverage its bargaining power and buy at lower prices, and therefore sell at competitive prices. Bonjour primarily engages in the sales of beauty and cosmetic products, but have also included food and lifestyle products in recent years. Such a diverse range of products can widen its customer base and also spread its business risks. As for weaknesses, Bonjour's weak online presence is due to its insufficient amounts of promotional efforts and also a failed KOL marketing approach. This means Bonjour has a weak brand awareness and also people are more engaged with competitors. Bonjour's poor financial performance in recent years may possibly deter investors. Due to having insufficient amounts of capital for growth, people are constrained within its expansion capabilities. Bonjour owns many different private labels, however, none of which have a clear market positioning. Bonjour tries to sustain so many different labels at the same time that it's hard for the group to retain any attention to any given label, and therefore products are not popular and cannot generate high amounts of revenue. As for opportunities, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a change in market dynamics, and people are switching to e-commerce. the group should take the chance to refine and optimize its online platform to better connect with customers and also capture their consumer preferences more easily. Traditionally, beauty and cosmetic products are directed towards a female demographic. However, as societal norms have changed, there has been an increase in demand for men's beauty products. This poses a great opportunity for the Bonjour holdings to expand to. And now we arrive to the Southeast Asian regions. There have been relatively untapped beauty markets in these countries and therefore also pose a great opportunity to expand to. By entering Lazada and Lazmall, the group can penetrate easier into the Southeast Asian countries. Now, lastly, we arrive to threats. The COVID-19 outbreak has raised consumers' expectations in products in terms of hygiene. This is bad for retail companies such as Bonjour. Now, the slump in tourism caused by the pandemic has also been unfavorable to street-side retailers such as Bonjour, because this results in less sales. Lastly, there has been intense competition in the retail sector. Examples such as Sasa and Watsons, which have much greater market power and also higher sales, pose a great threat towards the Bonjour company. But if the group wishes to switch to e-commerce, the group will also have to face competitors such as Taobao and HKTV Mall.
Now, let us move on to the business plan. We recognize that Bonjour has been relocating the bulk of its operations online, though it's also troubled by a plethora of issues. Our first two initiatives focus on reform, targeting the foundation of the group's operations, and are expected to support the following two initiatives. Our first initiative involves digital service reform and web marketing. The label HK Mall shares a very similar name with HKTV Mall, whose online presence is unfortunately much greater. As such, HK Mall lacks identity. Any attempt to search for HK Mall returns results of HKTV Mall, illogically feeding the rival platform web traffic. We suggest Bonjour at least rename its online shopping platform to avoid such issues. The search by category function of HK Mall is visually cluttered and overwhelming, which is unintuitive for users. The UI should be redesigned with user friendliness in mind, reducing visual clutter and making the website more appealing. We also suggest Bonjour make use of Google Ads as part of their web advertising efforts in order to increase Bonjour's online reach. On top of that, the pricing flexibility of Google Ads means that Bonjour can adjust its ad spending however it sees fit. Utilizing email marketing to reach different potential customer groups may also prove effective in growing the online exposure of HK Mall. Bonjour should make use of welcome emails to introduce the brand to newcomers and bring featured products into the spotlight. The system should also ensure that customers can freely unsubscribe from the newsletter, as singling out engaged customers and dropping a dead weight can increase deliverability and mail opening rates. Through rebranding of the platform, internal upgrade of the website, and web advertising efforts, Bonjour will be in a more favorable market position with a better defined identity and therefore target audience. This can better increase the popularity of HK Mall, allowing for a steady growth in sales over time.
Our second initiative involving reforming the company's promotional policy. We believe that the current practice of Bonjour trained KOLs are counterintuitive. The purpose of KOL marketing is to introduce an idea to an audience through an opinion-leading figure. But the current trained KOLs on Bonjour does not have the following to successfully lead an opinion. We propose for Bonjour to adopt a more conventional approach to KOL marketing. Bonjour can sell its products at a lower price due to the lowered fixed costs, and the social influence brought by the partner KOLs can thereby draw the customers to purchase from the company instead of its rivals. To incentivize partnership, any revenue gained in this manner shall be shared fairly between the partner KOLs and the company. KOL marketing is particularly strong in China. Chinese KOLs have built their reputation for being subject matter experts and are the Chinese influencers of choice. They add an additional layer of trust when it comes to purchasing a product. The cross-corporation promotional event entails Bonjour collaborating with other retail companies. This allows Bonjour to draw in and open up a new sector of market, expanding brand awareness among its consumers. Furthermore, it's a sense of urgency that comes from making the most out of a limited time promotional event that drives people to purchase now, which thereby drives an increase in sales. These measures push for Bonjour to capitalize on a large group of people under a similar interest through building connections with opinion-leading figures. Thereby, these promotional campaigns can draw in large amount of attention to the company and expand its customer base and thereby increasing sales over time.
The third initiative, a blockchain-inclusive loyalty rewards app. Customer loyalty is invaluable to mass retailers. Bonjour should be aiming not just to retain and reward customers, but to also keep its brand at the forefront of customers' minds. Now, Bonjour does have a point redemption system in its mobile app. However, traditional loyalty programs present challenges for both companies and customers. The former is concerned with estimating liability and improving conversion. The latter is concerned with security issues and losing track of accumulated points. Distributed ledger technology has the potential to solve these issues, then go further beyond. Ego Rewards will not be Bonjour exclusive. Any company or brand can participate. This may bear resemblance to the YUU Rewards app, the difference being that while YUU is centralized under the Dairy Farm Group, Ego Network will be decentralized. There isn't a need to register with an upper controlling entity. Blockchain tech in itself brings a number of benefits. The decentralized structure of Ego means that data does not reside in any single location and will thus be harder to tamper with. Blockchain tech doesn't need centralized management. Smart contracts are in place to automate processes, reducing administrative and personnel costs. The customer accumulates a universal cryptocurrency, which can then be redeemed for rewards at any of the partner companies. Customers will find it easier to redeem rewards, boosting engagement. So as you can see, there is both an incentive for companies to participate in Ego and an incentive for customers to purchase from Ego-inclusive brands. The key takeaway is that customers are more likely to accumulate points for purchasing a luxury product than redeeming those points at a lower-end retail store. Mass retailers, such as Bonjour, will be the main attraction for customers looking to redeem their Ego tokens, translating to another layer of sales.
To spearhead Bonjour's promotional campaigns, we suggest Bonjour to regularly host Explore Beauty workshops. Bonjour should invite industry experts and influencers to host the workshop, with the influencers having the added function of spreading the word of the workshop among its consumers. Bonjour could use the studio previously used for KOL streaming to host this workshop, as it provides a suitable venue and is already well equipped with streaming equipment. Bonjour is free to include any sort of activity in this workshop. It could be live demonstration of makeup techniques, tutorials on how to DIY personal makeups that can be easily made at home. Bonjour should also capitalize on this opportunity to promote and sell upcoming products and labels. Bonjour can promote this workshop in the newly revised HK Mall website or the newly mobile app. And they could also consider promoting it on social media and other web advertising tools we mentioned earlier. Bonjour could consider giving away the beauty supplies used during the workshop to its participants, as this surprise giveaway will encourage participants to return in the future and thereby giving the brand a more positive brand image.
Here is our proposed implementation plan, points of focus highlighted in purple. It is illogical to attract customers to an unoptimized website, and this as it will give the company a bad image and will very likely to drive the customers away. Therefore, we suggest that Bonjour must carry out an internal reform before committing to promotional efforts. And here is our proposed budgeting plan, points of focus highlighted in pink. We have allocated each measure's expected impact to its budget. So, the bigger the expected impact, the bigger the budget.
All in all, we really hope for Bonjour to take a step-by-step approach with our proposal. First would be to reform the HTML shopping platform and the company's approach to KL marketing. Second, grow Bonjour's potential customer base with the various advertising tools and promotional campaigns. Third, reinforce customer loyalty by establishing the Ego Rewards app. And finally, would be to reignite Bonjour's brand image with the Explore Beauty workshops. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your time.